August 13th, stepping from a Brinks truck at Portage and Main, the Jets' new arrival was unveiled. Dale Hawerchuk, finishing last, had ensured the Jets at the top draft selection in the country. It was universally agreed that Hawerchuk, who had led the Cornwall Royals to 2 Memorial Cups, was the pick of all the eligible players. John Ferguson had resisted all temptation to trade his prized #1 choice despite many offers, and for that, Jets fans can be thankful. Hawerchuk has already shown he's a natural goal scorer and a strong forechecker. He has exceeded Fergie's fondest dreams. He grew up to be the hottest commodity on the professional hockey market this year. Scouts watched his every move. National Hockey League teams scrambled to acquire him. It was the Winnipeg Jets who won the sweepstakes by virtue of the first pick in the draft of amateur players that went with their last place finish. And so it was that 18-year-old Dale Hawerchuk, after an outstanding amateur career climaxed by 2 national junior championships with the Cornwall Royals, came to sign with the Jets. The signing in August was a gala affair staged at the corner of Portage and Main. It was strikingly similar to a signing 10 years earlier. Then, in the very same spot, Bobby Hull, having jumped from the NHL, signed with the Winnipeg Jets at the then fledgling World Hockey Association. Hull truly was the savior of the Jets. 10 years later, Dale Hawerchuk is being charged with the same responsibility.
I've been on a winning team pretty well through my career and tried to carry the winning attitude wherever I go. Hopefully this year will be no exception. Like any hockey player, like I hate to lose. I want to go out and win every game if we can win it. But, you know, I can't really say how many games we're going to win.
Hawerchuk, a 5'11", 180-pound center, is a pure hockey player. As opposed to rough and tumble, he is shifty and smooth. It's a style he employed to collect 81 goals and 103 assists in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League last season.
He does many of the things that Wayne does. He stick handles well, he gets the puck to the wingers. I think what he does a little better, though, is like forechecking.
He's something like David Christian, except his style's more like Gretzky. He's not, you know, he's flashy whenever he needs to be, and that's good. And I don't know, some of the plays he set up so far in training camp is unbelievable.
I've met Wayne before, and he's a hell of a nice guy. He's probably the class of the league right here in the league I'm just trying to get into. And, you know, he's kind of a guy you look up to. You know, the comparisons are nice, but it's going to take a while for me to establish myself.
Can you do for this team what Gretzky's done for the Oilers, Lafleur's done for the Canadiens? Those are big shoes to fill, but do you think you can do it?
Well, personally myself, like, I'm not going to go out and just say, okay, I'm going to lead this team to, you know, Stanley Cup right away or anything like this. But, you know, I hope to contribute as much as I can. But for the Winnipeg Jets to do well, it's going to take a full team effort. And like in my past 2 years in Cornwall, it wasn't me that led them to the 2 Memorial Cups. It was a team effort. I just helped contribute as much as I could. But for any team to do well, you look at the Islanders the last 2 years, it's been a full team effort. It's the only way you're going to get it.
For a young man of 18, just leaving home creates anxiety enough. As a much talked about professional athlete, Hawerchuk's anxiety should be compounded by him being under intense pressure to improve the fortunes of the team with the worst record in the NHL. Dave Babich, the Jets' #1 pick and 2nd overall last year, is well acquainted with that pressure. He went through last year what awaits Hawerchuk this year. Is there anything you can tell Dale Hawerchuk to help him get through the season perhaps better than you got through it last year, to help him avoid going through what you went through?
Well, playing-wise, I think the only thing I can tell him is, you know, wear earplugs during the game or something, because, you know, sometimes, well, it's understandable to make a bad play once in a while, but, you know, some fans, there's a few I know right over there last year that, you know, they yell a few things at you, and you don't pay attention, but then you keep thinking about it, and you know, you try a little harder, and you try too hard sometimes, and you screw up a little more. Last year, I wanted to, you know, help the team as much as I can. I think, well, like Tom Waugh was telling me before, he thought I was trying to do too much, and maybe that's why, you know, my season was as successful as I would like it to have been.
So you think Dale Hawerchuk's just going to have to be oblivious to all the pressure, just ignore it?
Well, I'll sure try to help him. I mean, you know, it'll be tough because he's, you know, he'd be always in the papers, always on TV and that, but. No, we'll just have to relax all the time.
The best I can do is go out there on the ice and play the best of my ability every game in and game out. And, you know, I don't think of pressure on the ice and that. I'm in the hockey game, and I'm going to play it to the best of my ability.
So, in other words, just ignore the pressure.
If you let pressure get to you, then I think that's where you start running into trouble.
Can you do that? Can you realistically go out onto the ice every night, for example, say you haven't scored in 3 or 4 games and not feel the pressure?
Well, you might think of it, but I think if any player will tell you to get over a slump or anything like that is just go out and play the game, and you'll find things will happen, and just take it from there.
Indeed, Dale Hawerchuk has been a winner from his first year of organized hockey. It is ironic that that success has dictated he begin his professional career with the worst of 21 NHL teams. Dale, when you were playing in Cornwall last year and the Winnipeg Jets were wallowing in all kinds of trouble, and there was all kinds of talk that you'd probably end up playing here. Did that talk bother you?
No, the talk didn't bother me. You know, I thought it was good to go #1 overall would be fantastic. That's what I worked for all year. But our season wasn't over, and I still had a lot to prove, and there was no guarantees that Winnipeg was going to take me #1. But the talk was there, and just thinking about going to Winnipeg, I thought it'd be a great place to start a pro career.